Hi, this is the Forest Daughter, or as you may know me, Creole Unbeloved, member of the UU Church of Urbana-Champaign. This is a junk journal that I have put together for the auction this year, and I thought I'd walk you through it since it's hard to tell just from a few photos. The tie on this journal is green cotton fabric that has been entirely hand stitched into a sash. And it's almost 2 yards long, so it can wrap your journal securely and keep all your secrets well in store. Let me lift this up so you get a better idea of the full size of the book. This journal is, good grief, 3 inches wide by just about 9 inches tall, and the cover is 6 inches wide. So it's a standard sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, folded in half makes the pages. This is called a topper, and the name of this journal is The Cabin. The artwork in this journal is mostly by the Ephemeral Fox on Etsy. It's digital artwork from a kit called the Midwinter Fairytale. So this is a hard vinyled piece of decorative cardboard that goes on the top of your journal, and this is where you would sign it as if it were a book plate. And that ties on the top and moves out of your way when you're actually journaling. The cover itself is made out of a real heavy-duty cardboard. I use the boxes at Costco from their coffee pods because they have a heavy paper on top of the cardboard, which makes the covers incredibly sturdy. This has 5 signatures, and signatures are the sets of papers. They've been hand stitched onto fabric, which has in turn been glued down the edges on the inside, so the spine is free floating. And this is a little pretty piece of a velvety material as a book topper to help hide the guts of the journal. Give you an idea here. I hand tear all of the pages so that they have a nice rufflety effect. My goal is to make the journal look as if it's been wrapped in leather or bound tightly in linen and hidden in a hollow tree, and you found it years later. The fabric glued on here with fabric glue is a really soft flannel in beautiful greens, winter scenes. Inside, I have included a handwritten letter explaining the steps I used in making the journal and the name of all the artists that I've used. It's an additional bookmark. So inside here, you can see where the fabric that the signatures are stitched to has been glued down. And then each signature has heavy cardstock decorative pages, and then lots of heavy paper that has been hand tea-dyed. I soak papers in a heavy Louisiana tea mix with a little bit of baking soda, spread them out to dry, and then sprinkle dry tea, powdered tea on top of them to get some of these beautiful designs in the paper. This will take any kind of ballpoint pen. It actually takes a dip pen really well. I've used dip pen on this paper. It'll take crayons, pencils. I wouldn't go as far as watercolor, but you are welcome to try if it's your journal. So inside, these are called writing cards. They're like postcards with space to write on the back, and I've added little velvety ribbons. More beautifully tea-dyed paper. Pages all turn out a little different, and I've added little story starters so that you can write among those ideas or at least carry the sense of a fairy tale through the journal. The queen behaves madly. She strides forth through frozen fields. This is decorative paper, and these are the centerfold designs by Ephemeral Fox. This is the Mad Queen strolling through frozen fields. The pages are sewn onto the fabric, each signature. This is DMC floss in a 5-stitch pattern, 5-hole punch pattern. And the ends of the floss are decorated with little glued on pieces of paper in similar patterns. I try to include lots of space for writing and extra little bits of paper for hidden messages, your secrets or song lyrics or recipes or prayers or a nature journal. So many things you can do. I have added decorative paper to the backs of the tags, and I hope that you will write words. This is a little piece of paper hidden here on them, and then hang them from your mirror or off your refrigerator with ideas that you want to remember. Just more space for writing. This one has an antique velveteen button, just plastic that looks like velvet. And I do the beading myself. These are Toho seed beads and also Czech glass seed beads. Just decorative spots. It's hard to catch this very well on camera, but I want you to get an idea of how pretty this paper turned out. This particular paper is 100% cotton. It's old-fashioned resume paper, and if you put it on a stack of paper in a roasting pan full of tea, it wicks the tea up in pretty designs, and that's what you're seeing here. I've tried to add decorative borders on a lot of the pages and leave you plenty of room for writing. Hidden spots. This tea dye page has a little bit of purple in it, and it's because I used an herbal tea that had hibiscus in it. So it has a little bit of pink and purple to the dots. This is a Fairytale cottage centerfold that came with the Ephemeral Fox digital design kit, and I have stitched on little tea dye pages to make it an actual book. And they're nice and crunchy. There are envelopes with hidden bits inside of them. I just put on with old paper clips. Part of the story is continued in the envelope. Watch me not be able to get it back in. It's because I'm on camera, right guys? There it goes. It just folds over the page and is clipped back in place with a paper clip. And this long, narrow pocket with a belly band to hold it in place is another bookmark, and this is just a collection of ribbon and rickrack. This paper is onion skin. That's how they used to send airmail letters, so they would weigh less. And I used the printer at FedEx, self-serve printer, and it printed beautifully. So you have something kind of crunchy, kind of transparent, and of course you can write on the paper. More tags with lace, a little owl charm, beads, little writing cards with rounded corners, decorative circles. This is actually coffee dye. It's a little more shimmery, a little oily, and just soaks less into the paper. Tied with some twine. All sorts of bits and pieces you just to write on. Bring a silver coin for the keeper of the well. It's another pocket with secrets inside. Here's the secret well and the ties again. Here we have old-fashioned Czech and Toho beads, some ceramic beads. They're just a feel-good. This is brown wrapping paper, just a different texture to write on. Hidden writing space. Tags, little tiny bells. Love these tags. I tend to stack papers to get what looks kind of like a cigar band. It's a decorative topper. Of course, you can rearrange the tags any way you like. Add your own. I don't know if that's going to come out. Nope, this is just a secret book. A little bit of collaging down at the bottom here. So a book like this probably takes me 8 or 9 8-hour days to put together. This is called a waterfall book just because each page is a little longer going down. They can be torn off to write on, or you can just write on them while they're still in the book. Another centerfold here from the Fairytale Ideas of Fox. And this one has hidden pockets. And I have just printed off some beautiful patterned paper on copy paper to give you more space to write, or to write and give to friends. So what I do is I curate the designs across different Etsy shops. So I'll actually use, and this one I think I used 8 designers' work, so that it's not all one monolith, but feels like found stuff that has been put together. But I try to keep a similar feel and a theme. This is some vintage stationery, so that you can send a note to a friend. And it is clipped on with one of these really cute little clips that are, sorry about my thumb there, used in junk journaling. Even more tags with wired Christmas ribbon. Here's another one with hand beading. They just feel good. This is a lot of surface area to write in. Here's a little book that's been sewn to the outside of this signature, and inside are vintage register papers that I have tea-dyed. These designs that you see that are angular, I dry the tea-dyed paper outdoors on vinyl tablecloths on a slightly sunny, slightly windy day, and the backs can take in the patterns of the rippled vinyl. So that's what you're seeing there. More tags, and behind them, additional pieces of writing notebook paper. These you can tear into designs and glue on the pages where you like. It's just some of the end cuts from the pretty designed paper that were used on the edges in the journal. So you can see what you got going there. Yet more tags. Another centerpiece. What's up? I get the feeling that the prompt they used to design these digital pages was turn of the century Russian fairy tale. So you do have a sense of the Russian palace style. Another envelope with hidden goodies. So this would actually be a fun journal to do things like prayers or explorations of faith, or something as simple as each person in a pair of people gets the book for a weekend and gets to start and continue a story. There's so many ways you can use this journal. So I just want you to know what is involved in it. It's hard to show in a single photo, but I thought I could do a quick YouTube video and let you guys see. So this ribbon is really long, and you can crisscross it twice around the short way like this, or back and forth across both the long and the short way if you're sticking it into a backpack and don't want anything to fall out. All right, I hope you enjoyed looking at a bit of the creative process, and I hope you consider purchasing it at auction. Thank you.